Welcome to the Backlog Podcast number 27. I am Matt.
Oh yeah, 26 was last. See, this is what happened. I missed it. I don't know where I'm August.
Quintessence.
All right, guys. So I figure we should get started. August, man, how was your week, dude?
Pretty solid. It's weird, like going back from like a different job to like your normal job because like your schedule all inverts. And of course, like I had to work last weekend, so it was like awesome. I'll get a day off in 5 days. But no, it wasn't bad. I got to do what I like usually to do and sleep in. Because I had to get up at 5 for my like military training stuff. Now I can go back to noon because I don't work till like 4:30 p.m. So that was cool. Just kind of getting back into that whole deal. This has been an awesome week for fighting game news, obviously, because it's EVO weekend. We're going to talk about that a lot. So that's cool stuff. Pretty decent week for media also. Prey came out, which looked amazing. Just I didn't get a chance to finish it. Sandman came out, which I get to watch a couple episodes of. That was super dope, super trippy. I'm almost sad it wasn't like on HBO because I feel like they could have gone even crazier with it if they had a bigger budget. But it was still really. I liked what Netflix did.
Or it could have gotten canned.
Acting was great. Yeah, I know, right? Well, we'll talk a little bit about the HBO craziness too. But yeah, I mean, it's been a solid week. Honestly, the only thing I wish I had gotten done was a little bit more video gaming, and I never seem to have time to sit down and play games. So, but yeah, there's a lot of great stuff out. People talking up good games. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, even though I'm never going to play that. A bunch of other stuff people are talking about. So, solid week.
By the way, I didn't mean to interrupt your week, but can somebody keep a time code while we're, just as a reminder, because we forgot like the past two podcasts.
I'll pull up a second notepad.
Yeah, if you guys don't mind. Quintessence, how was your week, man?
My week was busy. Bunch of stuff I'd rather not talk about personally. But other than that, little bit of time to game, like a little bit. Keeping up with all the new Path of Exile stuff that's coming through. Bunch of people really upset about that, myself included. But games change. Other than that,
Stoke that fire.
I started playing Rune Factory 4 again.
Mm-hmm.
Game's still absolutely amazing. Recommend it to anyone who enjoys a little bit of combat with your Harvest Moon. And that's it. Very
awesome,
compact week. Yeah.
We also.
What about your week, sir?
Thank you for asking. We also started out finishing the Common Rider build.
We did. Finally, yes. We finished both movies.
It only took like 3 weeks, but we finished it.
Sometimes people don't show up. They oversleep.
Yeah, things happen.
Things happen.
And I was thinking that, I know like a lot of people voted for the Tokusatsu Spider-Man that we're going to watch. We're going to start tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes, we are.
So yeah, I mean, like, you should definitely stop by, August, and watch some of the craziness that is Japanese Spider-Man.
Unfortunately, I will probably be at work, but I'll definitely check the VOD.
Tokusatsu Spider-Man, and I know like a lot of people had voted for that, but hey, how many of those people are gonna actually come by? You never know.
Who knows? Yeah, right. Who knows, man?
Just
you showed me like the votes, and I'm like, well, shit, it crushed everything.
Yeah, it really did.
Handily. It wasn't even close.
I mean, Spider-Man gets like what, a mecha and a gun. I mean, why is there even a choice?
Yeah.
I mean,
he has
I would
a
watch
communicator.
that on principle.
He has a gun. He has a mech.
Pretty badass.
He's the emissary of hell.
Yes, the World Martial Arts Champion. Spider-Man.
World Martial Arts Champion.
Who gets his ass kicked all the time.
Spider-Man.
He also like he gets his powers differently. Like, instead of him being bitten by a radioactive spider, an alien from like a spider race comes and crashes to Earth and gives him, I think this is it, gives him his powers or something like that by like infusing his blood with his or something like that.
Dude, spoilers? Hello?
Oh, come on now. This is gonna be episode 1. You know,
so you're saying radioactive spider blood is real?
I don't know even if we don't even know if it's radioactive. Just alien spider blood. But yeah. So my week was all right. I think, you know, I had played some Tekken. I played some Dragon Ball Advanced Adventure. And then, you know, played some Budokai on Friday. That was pretty fun. And then I also streamed some Tekken 7 on Saturday, though I was late because I had audio issues with my microphone. And it was weird because my microphone in Premiere Pro wouldn't turn down. Like, I just turned on my microphone and all of a sudden it was just like blasting to the point where it was like cracking and popping.
So it was boosting.
Yeah, it was like it just boosted like the next day that I turned on my computer. And so I had to actually download the Blue Yeti software that, you know, came with the microphone, or well, supposed to come with the microphone. And then I actually had to well, here's the thing. With that, you can manually go into the microphone and just turn it down. So like if you're ever getting like crackling and popping, you can just use that software, and that's pretty much what fixed it. But when I was like making a video, the videos before it, I was like, man, this sounds really good. And then boy, my new audio sounds like shit. And yeah, I also watched Sandman. I watched Prey, which is fucking awesome. I really enjoyed it. Highly recommend that movie.
Wait, and then you watched all of Sandman?
I am on episode 6, 7, maybe.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah, I only watched 3 episodes.
Yeah, I got to 3. I'm gonna finish it, but
I was just enjoying it, so I just kept watching. And boy, that show is really good. It gets a little. It starts a. Okay, we'll get to it in the review. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was pretty much my week.
Solid.
So with that, so the first question we have here is, what horror movies messed you up as a child? I don't know if you.
Yeah. I mean, one of the reasons I picked this question is because like I thought we were gonna do like we're originally gonna do the Prey review, which comes from a horror movie, action horror movie, but
it's horror adjacent.
It has like horror elements for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, contestants, you go first.
You didn't have
okay. I mean,
have an answer.
I have an answer. I have an answer, but
okay. Well, you can. But you said I should go first.
That's fine. Just go first.
I will go first. All right. So, as say, you know, like, I think I was 9 or 10. I was just channel surfing on the TV, and I came across a little show or movie called Child's Play.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And so, you know, I was just naively watching it. Just like, no, this is interesting. And then like the horror element started kicking in, like she finds like the box and there's no batteries in the doll, and the doll's talking, and then the doll starts big old murdering and all that. And as a kid, I was basically too afraid to turn off the show. I was just like, I had that like deer in headlights child fear going on, like full tilt, and that kind of fucked me up for multiple years. Like anytime I would even hear about that movie or see that movie advertised, I was just like, oh fuck shit fuck shit.
Yeah.
So that movie definitely screwed me up as a kid.
I guess I'll
easy peasy.
So I'm gonna go because I want August to have more time to think about this. So here's the thing: is I was a big old baby, when it came to horror movies as a kid, and like a lot of the a lot of my cousins and stuff, they were like around my age, or young, and really young, watching horror movies. And I was, looking back, it was really weird, and then, people, what's that?
That's hella weird. Yeah.
Yeah, it is weird because it just kind of like there's an element of like parental irresponsibility in there, you could kind of think of.
I mean, yeah, horror movies by definition aren't for children, right? Like,
no, like they would watch like Leprechaun and like Freddy and what is it? Like, Friday the 13th and stuff like that.
of course.
Nightmare on Elm Street. And they would tell me about the movies.
That one's not too bad, at least.
No, but they're still not for kids. And so I would be made fun of for being afraid of horror movies by my cousins and stuff. And even the adults around me were like, "Oh, what a baby," And it was like, anyway, I didn't watch horror movies, but I will say there was one time when I'll give you two examples. I watched Predator 1, and my dad had gotten a bunch of VHS tapes from like a pawn shop or something like that. And Predator 1 was on there. I think it was like my dad threw it on, and then during like the first scene of the movie, like it was the scene where like the first skinning happens, and he like hangs the dude from the tree. And then that was like that freaked me out because I hadn't seen that movie before, and I've never seen anything like that. And then I would say the second thing would be the It movie. Where, okay, so I don't know if you know this, but I mean, anyone who's listening, me and August both live in Maine. And I don't know if you know where the movie It takes place, but it takes place in Maine.
Stay away from those storm drains.
So, definitely
down here.
Definitely watch that movie, and it creeped me out. Jaws might be another one. But August, what movies creeped you out, man? Did you have enough time to pick something?
So like that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not the fact that I didn't know the movie, it's that I don't even know if I have like a good story to go along with it. Because it was like, bruh, shut the TV off.
Oh yeah.
But no, like I think way back when we didn't have the VHS. I think it was just on TV one day. I stumbled upon I think we must have been at someone's house. We didn't have cable, and the movie only would have come on cable. But we stumbled across a little movie called Event Horizon.
Oh yeah, that movie is pretty scary.
And I was like, yo, like there's a scene where like he knocks someone out, and one of the people that's like possessed, and is about to like slit them down the middle while they're still alive and like pull their guts out. And I'm like, yeah, I'm out. I'm dipping. That's too much.
I gotta go.
But yeah, like them. It's funny because like as an adult, it's one of my favorite movies ever. Because like, Lawrence Fishburne's character from the very beginning, like on point. He's like immediately watches the video and he's like, we gotta get the fuck out of here, fuck this ship. And then like people's like, no, but the money, we have to save it, what about the crew? And he's like, no, fuck this ship, we're leaving. And then like everything happens to like stop him from his correct plan of just getting the fuck out. But he was right from the beginning. I mean,
he was the only rational character.
Oh yeah, shit was way too fucked up for any sane person to want to stay. I mean, like, there's like a quote from when they watched the video of a dude who's just like talking in Latin after he pulled out his eyes, and it's like, I think the translation was like, "Save yourself from hell," and it's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I'm the go, but no, everyone else wanted to like, we got to figure this out and stay and see if there's anybody alive. And it's like, but I don't care if there's anyone alive left. I'm out. So yeah, I mean that movie's it's a gem. It's one of my favorite horror movies of all time. As an adult, as a kid, I was like not about it. It's just so visceral, it's so violent, and so just menacing, and so nutty. I mean, it's like I know there's rumors about it was inspired by Warhammer 40K. But like the fact that like people like accidentally, I mean, the whole premise was that they were trying to test a new warp drive that like cross dimensions travel.
And they just found hell.
And they just found out it was just there. They ended
Whoopsie.
up there, and it was like, oh, okay, well, fuck. So hell's real, and we went there accidentally. And it's bad, so don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, hell possesses anything that it comes in contact with. So good luck dealing with that.
Yeah, essentially that the main character like there's like two main characters, right? There's Lawrence
there's the
Fishburne,
scientist,
and then there's Jurassic Park Man, and Jurassic and Jurassic Park Man has like essentially
Neal, isn't it?
he listens to hell, and then it becomes like a what is it? What's the correct term? Like an avatar for it.
Yeah, he becomes essentially possessed by it.
I remember. I remember just really quick. I remember watching that movie on Halloween. It was like the first time I ever saw it.
Yeah, nice.
Quintessence, what did you think of that movie? Did you like it?
I think Event Horizon's a fun movie. It never particularly actually like spooked me or scared me.
Right.
But I thought it was really neat.
Well, supposedly there was a cut out there. I think the footage has been destroyed. That was like so violent they couldn't even release it. Like they actually had to like tone it down to get the cut that we got. And it's really sad because everyone wants the original cut. Like there was like blood orgies, a bunch of other crazy shit. But I mean, I think they stored the footage in like a salt mine and it got damaged. Like that was back when they actually like filmed on actual reels and not digital. But yeah, I mean, it's just the way it goes. But I mean, like, that movie's a classic, and I think in horror movie circles, it's a lot of people's. If it's not their favorite, it's in their like top 5, top 10. It's just a fun movie.
Cue Metal Jesus saying "hidden gem."
Yeah, absolutely.
Nobody knows what. Does anybody watch Metal Jesus besides me? Metal.
I have no idea what that is. So no.
No.
Okay, he's like a retro YouTuber.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, he's great. Anyway, yeah, he has like a cliche of saying the term hidden gem because he's talking about video games. He's like, it's a bit of a hidden gem, and like it's become like I was on like a retro Reddit once, and they specifically said you cannot use the term hidden gem. It was like
I use it all the time. No.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, no, that movie's absolutely a hidden gem. And if you're a horror / sci-fi horror fan,
He said the word.
Check it out.
Did the thing. So speaking of horror, I know the Sandman has some kind of like, I want to say it has like some horror elements to it, but it also is like sort of this. I think I did some writing about it, and I kind of tried to summarize what it's like. Let me see here. I know I wrote it somewhere. The show is like a cross between Supernatural, Harry Potter, and Lucifer, wrapped in a fairy tale / early 2000s blanket. And it feels like it could easily be like on network television in like, I don't know, like 2010, and would be canceled within 2 to 3 seasons. I don't know.
I mean, if they wanted to make it like a police procedural, like they made Lucifer.
That was yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Was it like grim?
I see where you're getting that vibe. As I said, I don't know. I feel like if this had just ended up being on HBO, it would have been a little bit more what I wanted. But this was still great. It definitely had the like trippy magic vibes, trippy mystical vibes that I think comes with anything like that Neil Gaiman works on or has made. Of course, obviously they had to make some changes from the original comic, just because they can't use all the the Sandman comic was originally part of DC, and they can't use all of the DC stuff that the original comic had. Like, the original comic had like Justice League cameos, Arkham Asylum cameos, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they take some of that out. But I liked what they did. I mean, it was pretty cool. I think they changed John Constantine to Joanna Constantine, which there is actually Joanna Constantine in the comic. It's just John's ancestor. But they kind of combine that story together to just make it Joanna is like the modern day Constantine. And she's played by Jenna Coleman.
Constantine.
Constantine. Well, they're in Europe.
They're in
fine.
Britain.
They're in Europe, so it's fine.
Across the pond. But I like Jenna Coleman as an actress. I think she did a pretty good job with what she had. So I don't know. What are you guys' comments on it? I mean, we should keep going, but.
So boy, just to piggyback off that, man, that voiceover was really rough. You know, in her dream sequence.
Oh, the ADR? I didn't even notice.
Yeah, the ADR was really bad.
Yeah.
Like it was clearly like you could tell it was voiced over. Like for some maybe like the audio was damaged or something, but it was also very it like the scenes transitioned so fast you couldn't actually watch her mouth like say the words. So I don't know if like why they did that, or you know, maybe it's because she was speaking Latin, but also that Constantine thing, Constantine thing, is explained in later episodes. Well, kind of explained in later episodes, and yeah, man, I really enjoyed it.
Yo, which Constantine thing was explained? The backstory was Astra.
I can't say because it'll spoil it.
Okay. Well, I was just gonna. Yeah. What were you saying? Sorry.
I was saying, like, I was asking Quintessence what he thought of the.
Oh.
Just like initial thoughts.
Well, so I've seen 3 episodes. I don't think it's really hooked me like it's hooked you guys. I find the main character Morpheus to be kind of exhausting.
Oh, I love him.
And I don't think we needed like the entire first episode to set up.
It was very slow. I understand what you're saying, but I agree it was very slow. Yeah.
Sorry, I personally do think it's important to the story. You know, I know it was slower paced the first episode.
Do we see those characters from the past again?
I don't know. Maybe.
I'm a sucker for anything Charles dances in, bro.
If we do see those characters again, then I will step back and say, yes, I was wrong, and the beginning was more justified than I initially thought. But as it currently stands, for me personally, I felt like a majority of the first episode was kind of wasted time. They could have probably covered the same amount of important events in like half the time. Maybe even less, because not a whole lot actually happens that seems to be relative to the story at hand.
I think some of it's going to be relevant later. Of course, I have to get to later, but I mean, for me, Charles Dance can act in anything. He's great as Tywin Lannister. He's great in this, even if it's like a short spot. But if he's in it again, I'll be happy.
No, he was good. I mean, the acting is good. The acting's fine.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I'm not really sure where things are going or what the point of some scenes are.
Yeah. But I agree. It's got a very like modern TV generally has more of a rapid pace to keep people interested, and this kind of just decided not to do that. And although I respect his artistic decision, I'm like, okay, I really hope this pays off later, because you're gonna lose a lot of people just on the pacing of the first episode.
Just because it nearly lost me. The first episode I was like, come on.
Nothing really happens. I mean, granted, it's setting up the backstory of why Dream's been away and why everything's going on. But it's definitely like it's definitely like the lore episode is the first episode. It's like, it kind of hurts.
And then the second episode, they try to like pull on your heartstrings, with some, this character, it's going away. Oh no. And I'm like, I don't care. I was with this character for 2 minutes before you decided to get rid of it.
But I mean, what's his name? Tom Sturridge, who plays Dream, I think does a fantastic job. Like, you can really believe he's kind of like an ethereal prince who is kind of used. He's kind of a dick in his own way, because he's almost too used to his own privilege. He's like doesn't recognize what being immortal is about. But then again, Why would he?
He's
'Cause
very
not.
separated from reality.
He's a frumpy pretty boy. I'm gonna call him, and I actually like renamed the protagonist to Sad Coma Man because any sort of power that he has, he just puts people just like in like mini comas. So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, also, what's up, Afternoon Tune? How you doing, man?
His power is definitely like you get a coma and you get a coma and you get a coma. And even when he finally gets out of jail, his whole thing is like, okay, I'm not gonna kill you. I'm gonna fuck you up by putting you to sleep forever.
I'm gonna coma you.
I'm gonna give you a bad night's sleep, baby.
Oh, forever. It's like, you kind of a dick, bro. Like, that's actually one of the things that pissed me off about the first episode is like, yeah, the kid fucked up, but look where he came from. You know what I mean? Like, bro, how you gonna do him like that? He wanted to let you out, but you were literally just too stubborn to talk to him.
I was surprised by the kid's actions, even though like how he was treated like trash.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a tragic character.
I mean, Dream even says that. He's like, could I have talked to him and resolved this? Probably. But I didn't feel like it. And I'm like, wow.
I don't want it because I'm fucking petty.
I actually I want to build on that too. Because I had wrote something here. Morpheus is obviously trapped in the prison. And this is, I mean, this is a huge, this first episode is a huge metaphor for the character itself. So he's trapped in a prison and basically has the choice to leave. And, spoilers, by the way, guys. He has the choice to leave like multiple times, but refuses to do so because he is too prideful. And then he also knows that the tools that he has and abilities that he can grant people, essentially, is it anybody real quick? Is anybody's audio playing through the their stream?
A little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I can hear the audio is being played back.
Nope, I have everything muted.
Yeah, if somebody could just mute Twitch if they have it up.
Yeah, let me see where it's coming from because I don't think I have anything up.
Anyway, so this is he's very prideful and he never lets go of any grudges that happen, right? And so
he's a baby.
He Morpheus is like metaphorically he's in a prison, but he's in his own self prison also. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And
is he? Yeah.
And I was thinking that like him being in that prison is sort of like even more of a metaphor of like trauma and shortcomings in our own, that could be in our own personal life that kind of stop us from being free in like a growing sense. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And in some ways, when we don't grow and we don't we don't let go of trauma or like bad things that have happened to us, the world around us can sort of crumble, like his prison, like his kingdom did.
His kingdom, yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's, as I said, I hope at the end of this journey, Dream has a little bit of self-reflection on his own failings, because, I mean, he could have left.
Yeah, he could have left multiple times.
He couldn't get out of his own ego.
His own way, yeah.
And then he wants to blame the mortals. I'm like, bruh, if you're in the mortal realm, this is who you deal with. Like, you know what I mean?
Not by choice, too.
Yeah.
You left your own realm. You put yourself in danger by doing that, and then you want to act all high and mighty, being like, well, these mortals are beneath me. I don't want to deal with them. Like, bruh, they entrapped you. You have no way of getting, like, you know what I mean? Like, who's the fucking high and mighty one if you can't even get out of this? Like, he was very, like, I mean, I get that he's, like, an immortal being, but, like, it's like, cool your own ego, bro.
Yeah. Well, for, like, my notes for episode 1, I'm just like, and we shift to naked, angry, sad man again. And we shift to naked, angry, sad man again. And again. And again. It just, got a little old.
Yeah. So, like, I get, like, him not, forgiving people for killing his raven, because I feel like that's the big, that to me, that's, like, the biggest thing that people fucked up on. Because I think
that sent him over the edge. Agreed.
He's because it's his familiar, And then even though like he knew that the boy, I mean, it's no excuse for like the kid to kill the Raven, right? I mean, even though
yeah, he did like he should understand what a child is.
Yeah, and how the father was like sort of pushing him into it, because if he didn't, he would have like would have been kicked out or even worse.
Beat him to death.
Yeah.
Beat him with a cane again and again and again.
And I just think that in even in the end, he like basically just wrecked his shit by putting him into a nightmare coma. But I will say that in what I've seen so far, that the future episodes have a really interesting way of building upon how dreams affect the supernatural world. Like, and it seems kind of lame at first, like, you wouldn't kind of get into it, but just like the creative ways that they use that element and how it shows his importance as a character to the world as a whole. Like even like you could say like, just as like a mini thing in the show, the first 3 episodes, remember everyone gets a sleep, paralysis that happens. Like a sleep sickness.
Yeah.
That happens to them just because he's sort of
either you can't sleep or you permanently sleep.
Yeah, exactly. And it's sort of super interesting, and the aspect of him having grudges, and it goes to an extreme character flaw later on as well.
Yeah. Well, I even like the scene where like he finally gets back to his kingdom and he's bitching to his one faithful servant.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Why didn't more of you stay?" And like, dude, you pieced out for like 100 years. So I don't understand what you don't understand. And then it was like, so he's mad at them, and then he's like, well, my siblings probably knew exactly where I was and didn't help me out either. And I'm like, bro, you're blaming everyone but yourself now. I'm like, I'm sure your siblings have their own shit they have to deal with. And yeah, they possibly could have helped you, but maybe that would have put them in just as much danger if they did. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he seems I guess that's his character, but like, you definitely get the sense of like entitlement from him, and it's like, bruh, like, yeah, check your privilege, homie.
Well, I mean, I'm sure we can.
He's a god. He doesn't have to.
Apparently not.
I mean, I'm sure we could all think of someone in our life who we're not going to forgive them for fucking up. But
yeah, sorry guys.
At the same time, there's a point where, like August was saying, like, yeah, you have to take responsibility, like, for not choosing freedom over, because who knows, he could have taken the freedom thing and then just fucked up the old man, and there would be nothing that they could do about, like, really, he escapes. I mean, he would have less power, but I'm sure he could still, mess somebody up. Like, what are they gonna do? They're humans. Like, you could just go back on your word. That's what I was thinking the whole time.
I feel like he might be like not the kind to go back on his word. I feel like his character at the core is kind of honest, but it's just like it's again, there's some character flaws in that he can't accept that, like, maybe I have to play a part in this if I want to get what I want out of it, whereas he's just used to getting what he wants. But I think that's even like a line in the thing where it's like, you're just used to getting what you want.
He's also like, I wrote here, like, I think really ultimately the character Dream, and people call him Dream, they call him Morpheus, Sandman. He has like 3 names, which makes it a little Endless, whatever. And so
I think Endless is his race. Like, Endless, they're basically like eternal concepts or something like that.
Yeah.
But people often just call him Endless. Like Joanna calls him Endless.
But I think they refer to it in the beginning when Corinthian, his creation, shows up, and he's like, he's one of the Endless. So like, his sister Death is an Endless.
Yeah.
I think any of the other ones are also Endless. It's just like the whole thing started because Charles Dance's character wanted to capture Death, and he got Dream instead. He's trash at magic. I don't know.
Well. Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought. Yeah, he definitely was.
Dream just happened to be there at the same time. You know, it was kind of an unlucky coincidence.
Yeah. Spell probably summons any endless on the mortal plane, and he was probably the one stupid enough to be on the mortal plane.
Yeah. It was a coin flip.
I will say that, like, you know, sort of like an important aspect of his character is I ultimately think that Dream or Morpheus is a sensitive person.
Absolutely.
And so, but there's also, to the other side of that, he has a very loving, like, the people that do stick near him and, you know, his people, he very much cares for and takes care of throughout the show. So it's like, yeah, like, it leads to more bad than, you know, that you see more the more bad, but, like, also there is some good side to him being sensitive and you know, the loyalty aspect.
Oh yeah, when he was there, his kingdom was flourishing. I think he's just very prideful, and he considers his own needs before the needs of others. I mean, you know,
it says a lot when, as soon as he gets back, he just tries to rebuild his kingdom. He's like, all right, I'll just bring this. Oh no, I'm way too weak for that shit. All right.
So what it like overall? Did anyone have any like ending thoughts about that they wanted to bring up before we switch topics? Yeah.
I loved this. Again, I love trippy, weird shit, supernatural shit, and this is, you know, injected into my veins. I want more of this. I think this probably would have been better on HBO than Netflix, even though Netflix didn't exactly do everything. I think it's officially being produced by Warner Brothers, but they just sold it to Netflix.
Yeah.
This was a really cool thing. And I'm excited to finish it. It's not the coolest thing in the world, but I mean, I love shit like this. I love good supernatural world and lore building. So I'm definitely going to watch more of it. I think Patton Oswalt was definitely the odd choice for the Raven because I mean he's so distinctive. It kind of
as soon as the Raven talked, man. As soon as he talked, I was like, God damn it, why?
Yeah, that was a little like, it hurts a little bit. Like he's been like Patton Oswalt's been in too many things. It was almost like his rating. Like someone at even Reddit said it was like a super somber character meets like Ratatouille or something. It's so weird.
Does anybody actually like Patton Oswalt? I'm just saying, like, has he been in anything that someone is like that anybody likes? I've never seen him in anything. I was like, yeah, this is
super memorable. No, he's just okay though.
I like him when he's well used, but when he's just used as comic relief, I'm over it. I'm like, I bet he's done it for too many years. It's kind of wasted.
I mean, I don't think the Raven doesn't turn out to be comic relief. So I mean, so far,
really, because it started out comic relief.
Or it feels maybe that's just what I think of when I hear Patton Oswalt's voice, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I like that casting choice. Everything else.
But my closing thoughts are probably the show seems interesting. However, the more I watch it, the more I'm just like, man, why'd they cancel Constantine? I miss Constantine.
Yeah. Yeah,
like which one? The original like CBS one or the one on Legends of Tomorrow? Because he's been canceled twice at this point.
Or even you know Neo Man.
Let me double check. I'm pretty sure it was.
I mean, Matt Ryan was the actor in the same one, so essentially they just got the rights back from the CBS Constantine and then put him in the Legends of Tomorrow with the same actor.
Also, I think it's important to point out really quick that this is not a part of like the DC movie canon whatsoever.
The 2014 one on NBC.
Yeah, NBC, that's what it was. Yeah,
that one was so good. The first episode sucked huge penis. It was awful. It was terrible. It wasn't Constantine. I don't know what the fuck it was. But then they acknowledged the first episode sucked so much that they retconned it in the second episode.
Hey, sometimes you just gotta cut your losses, bro.
They did. That was the definition of cutting your losses. Yeah. And from there on, it was a fantastic show, but the damage was already done.
Yeah, there's not enough
chance.
Yeah, there's not enough good supernatural television on what the fuck am I saying? There's not enough good supernatural shows on TV. Constantine was kind of a bright spark. I liked him even more in Legends of Tomorrow, but that got canceled also now. So here we are. But yeah, I mean, I think every media form of Constantine has been good. I'm always surprised that it never sticks. It never I like Justice League Dark. I liked
Keanu Reeves Constantine.
I like Keanu
I
Reeves.
love Keanu Reeves.
That movie's
I
great.
didn't like it.
If you don't like that movie, I'm sorry, but also
I like Constantine.
Keanu Reeves himself has said he wants to play Constantine. He wanted to play Constantine again.
That was one of the best early. That was one of the best early 2000 superhero movies. Easily.
Absolutely.
Easily.
I loved it. I saw that movie with my dad, and then at the end, my dad's like, "I don't think there's gonna be a sequel." And then usually strangely he's always right, but he liked the movie, but he was like, "I don't think there's gonna be a sequel," and it's like, "Oh, okay, well."
I said that after watching Hellboy, but then they actually got a sequel, and I was like, "Fuck!"
Well, Guillermo del Toro's Hellboy fucking kicks ass.
It does. It's badass.
The sequel's not as good as the first, but yes, they're both great.
It's close. It's pretty close.
As opposed to the David Harbour Hellboy, which we don't talk about.
I've never seen it.
Never.
I do want to see it though. I haven't seen it.
It's awful. It's
so there were parts about it that were good, but on the whole, it wasn't good. And like anything that Mila Djokovic in at this point, just no. Just I'm not saying she's a bad actress. I'm just over it.
And the makeup worse in the new one than the old ones.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. That was watch it for the sake of watching it, but you'll see the flaws.
Yeah. Also, just a quick
if you want Hellboy, you just watch like Guillermo del Toro ones, or you watch the animated ones. All those are fantastic.
Or read the comic.
Yeah, or read the comic.
I mean, and the animated movies were good. Yeah, there's a lot of good Hellboy out
there. Damn it, Quintessence left. Quintessence left the chat. He went AFK.
No.
His controller died.
Frozen?
What was I gonna say? August, what would you rate this if you were to like just the first 3 episodes? Or do you wanna come back to it and then rate the first season?
Yeah, so let's okay.
I don't let my cat out.
Let's rate the first 3 episodes, and then we'll rate the first season, the rest of the season, because we will finish this. I do plan on finishing this.
Yeah.
But right now, the first 3 episodes, I'm gonna give a high 7, just because I liked it. I want to see more. It didn't hit every mark. As I said, the first episode was a little slow, but I definitely felt like it started to kind of pick it up. I love the cinematography. It's beautifully shot.
Oh yeah, it's super pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, except the CG is kind of rough in some places, but that's TV show, so.
Yeah, definitely TV CG, but it still it feels gorgeous aesthetically.
I'm at a 6.
Damn.
Right now. I don't think it's that great. It feels disjointed currently. I don't like the main character. I
don't think you're supposed to. But
it doesn't just for me personally, it doesn't really feel like it's going anywhere. But right now he's just gathering the MacGuffins, so maybe that
he is gathering the MacGuffins right now. Yeah,
he's getting the Tesseract. He's gonna open up a sky portal.
He's gathering the Infinity Stones. No, but yeah, no. Like as I said, if they do kind of what Matt suggested, I have to watch more of it and really explain, why Dream is so important to the universe and why the other endless are so important.
He's surprisingly important.
Yeah, and do the rest of the world building. I think it'll be very cool because, as I said, Neil Gaiman has always specialized in amazing world building. American Gods, amazing world building. I'm always sad that show never figured its shit out.
That's still going though, right?
No, it got canceled.
Oh.
But
it definitely has potential. It's just
that book it's one book.
That's how it is.
They couldn't do. You're still talking about Sandman. I'm just talking about American God.
Sandman. Yeah. American God.
It was one book. They couldn't even do one book. I'm so mad. Still, I'll forever be mad.
Sometimes there's not great stuff that happens with book-related things.
Yeah. I like Sandman so far. I'm definitely going to read the comic after I finish it, but I'm definitely going to finish it first. So what's your rating, Matt? Yeah.
So
where are you at?
I just keep interjecting. My bad.
First 3 only, though, please.
That's the problem. Is after you watch that, it's hard to not judge it for the past 6. If you continue it, I honestly, I would say it's an 8.
Hey.
I like it.
An 8?
I think it's an 8. I think the character is good. I think it's better if you look at him like a human more than a god. And because to me he's a human. He's he's not really anybody could be like him. Anybody could be have those flaws, and that's what I like about him. Is even though he looks like he could be in like Muse or something like that, like he could look. I don't know if you've ever seen Muse in like the early 2000s, but he looks like he could easily be like in some kind of emo band. But
he's definitely rocking the goth vibe hard.
Yeah, he is, and I don't think he's supposed to feel inhuman, but that's a part of his that's a part of his character flaw.
Kind of reminded me of Edward Scissorhands.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time, but yeah, I would give it an 8, and I think it's well worth your time. And I will say there are pacing issues, but once you get past that and you kind of like give it a chance, it always leads to something interesting. It's always gonna. I mean, I don't know. Like, it almost feels like at this point in the show, there's almost like it has like there's a part where after he sort of like a story part, like an arc ends, somebody makes fun of him for being like depressed and frumpy. And I think in the show, they're like,
because he is. He's totally emo. He is. I bet he's the most emo of his family, which I bet's gonna be hilarious if that ever comes up.
Also, I think it's kind of whack that like the first time he meets Constantine, that like they're automatically like looking like they're gonna fuck, and it's like like they just met. Like why is this? They had no character development, but I guess that's the way it is. But anyway, I give it an 8.
That's how the show's going in general. No character development.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's TV writing shorthand, but like, I mean, yeah,
it's always just implications.
He's definitely not a bad looking guy, like show wise, or the way he's like aesthetically. So I'm like, I understand trying to add that little like will they won't they spice, but it's like, bruh, he's like what? A million years old.
So
like
far,
the more you think about it, the more you're like, this is weird, right? This should be weird, right?
So far, like even Constantine doesn't really she's not even a huge part of the show so far. So it's like she only has that one little section, but I'm still like I'm like halfway through the show. So anyway. So
it was really cool when the guy like ripped out of his body. When the demon like ripped out of the guy's body, that was cool.
I felt bad for that dude.
I felt bad for that dude too. I'm like, oh, bro.
I was like, he's a successful football player, and then he just gets ripped in half by a demon. But
is this what happens every time Constantine does? Like, no wonder no one wants to hang out with Constantine when she does.
Constantine has a lot of problems. All right.
Yeah, I don't like. I was honestly bummed that as soon as they like brought up Constantine, that it wasn't like the dude who played him in like the Heroes of Tomorrow or whatever. And then
Matt Ryan,
Matt Ryan. He's like, the perfect Constantine. I have to say,
he's great.
He is Constantine. If I ever see Constantine in live action again, it has to be Matt Ryan.
And
he is Constantine.
There was a part where they go to this other world, and there's a moment where you're like, oh shit, is this character from Lucifer gonna show up? And then it's not him. So it's kind of like they sort of like, again, they're steering away from everything that is
it's its own universe. It's its own universe. Everyone who got cast in roles of from other DC things are different people.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
they're doubling down on this is our thing. And no one else's.
Yeah. But I really like knowing they cast Gwendoline Christie as Lucifer, even though I haven't got to that point. I love that casting.
Yeah, she's honestly great.
I bet she's great. She doesn't ever she's one of those actresses that I always want to see in more stuff, and she never gets cast in more stuff. And it really pisses me off because I feel like she's kind of been typecast as just big imposing woman when she has so much range.
I mean, well, you won't like this then, because she's just big imposing woman too.
Yeah, but isn't she like sassy big imposing woman? Like she has a fun personality. I like when
she is.
It was on the preview for season 1.
Malevolent for sure. But anyway, what's going on, August? What's going on with these HBO Max like merger? Can you explain it? Because there's been so much drama going on with this stuff that I don't
This is nuts, and I didn't even finish the amount of research I wanted to do on it. But like, long story short, AT&T owns HBO, and the Warner Brothers properties. They also own Discovery. The HBO Warner Brothers properties are technically bigger, like profit-wise, but they, from what I understand, they're like, oh, well, Discovery is a successful small channel that runs well on its tiny budget. We'll just put them in charge of HBO and everything under it. And it's like, yo, Discovery does reality TV. What are you doing? So no, this is insane. So yeah, I mean, essentially, HBOMax and Discovery are going to merge into one channel. I think this is insane because HBO Max has its own very, very popular content. Like I would have said, it's pound for pound, money for money, the best deal you were going to get in a streaming service.
That's even
better. Now they're about to drop stuff and add reality TV shows instead of premium content. Not only that, but the guy they put in charge of the new HBO Max Discovery combined, I can't remember, there's a name. I think David Zaslav has been like, bruh, look at this balance sheet, which is the same thing. He's like, look at this balance sheet, which is like a smart thing to do as a business person, because apparently, like, no, I don't know if anyone noticed, but HBO Max was like $53 billion in debt. They had 10 years to pay it back, but yeah, that's still crazy much in debt. But what he's decided to do is he's like, okay, so let's cut costs. How are they cutting costs? They're going around just absolutely axing projects, like left, right, and center. Everything is getting sniped out. It is leaving a lot of people really, really nervous because there's a lot of very popular, if not high revenue shows that got axed just because of this.
I mean, what was it, like Batgirl and Scooby-Doo being the...
So the latest things about this is like they're not even just cutting TV shows anymore. Like I could go through the list of TV shows that were cut. I'm sure a lot of people already know about it. Some of them. Flash is finally going to end. I think a lot of people are actually kind of happy about that one, but they cut Legends tomorrow. People are bummed about that. There's a bunch of stuff. There's a million things. I'll pull up the list later. But long story short, they've gotten to the point where he's like, okay, so we have about 3 or 4 movies that are already basically in the can in post-production, like they're being finished. Yeah, let's cut those 2. Let's take the tax write-off. Not even release them. So like this is getting nuts. Like yeah.
For my own little bit of research, I saw they also cut about 70% of their workforce.
Oh yeah.
It's like layoffs.
Big changes. Yeah, huge layoffs.
Wasn't it
HBO
like...
seems to be a sinking ship.
Well, I mean, it's honestly like it makes me nervous about the whole streaming industry because I'm like, yo, is streaming actually a blow up? like no filter. Like is having these big silos of content, but not having like the constant revenue growth year over year actually going to be the death of a lot of these companies? Because it's like, I didn't know HBO Max was like 53 billion in debt. I mean, they have the best content library in existence. That's no lie. That's just the reality. But the fact that they had to go 53 billion debt to do it, yo, okay, so maybe the current model, as much as we want to love it, just wasn't sustainable. Or maybe like in the age of like mega corporations where there's only basically 4 corporations that own all of the media, they've hit the ceiling and they haven't realized they've hit the ceiling and there's no more money. So it's such a weird problem. So many industries coming together and technology changing, but like, I didn't know it was this bad. I mean, Netflix has its own problems. I think they're very obvious in the fact that they spend a ton of money crazily and on bad projects. HBO wasn't doing that. For the most part, most of the projects they invest in are good. Did they make money always? That's a different story. But I think HBO always makes quality products for the most part. And the fact that even they're hurting, I don't know. Like the whole streaming industry might be kind of not as profitable as I think a lot of studios were led to believe, which is going to be interesting in the future. But yeah, I mean, what did you guys have to say on this? Because like, there's so many angles the story could take.
Well, as for like the streaming industry thing, I think things have been split a little too much, and that's what's causing like this collapse. Because before, like for example, with like Netflix, you would have all kinds of shit on there, right? And then like those companies are like, wait, we can make our own streaming service. Pull that shit off of Netflix. Pull that shit off of Netflix.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that just keeps happening with all the various streaming services. They're like, oh wait, we can make our own streaming service. Pull that off of there.
Rip Golden Age Netflix.
Yeah, but I mean,
for sure.
I think that was always maybe going to happen, although that's hell of annoying. And I agree.
It happens to Netflix, happens to Hulu, it happens to HBO a little bit too, even.
Yeah,
like,
but I mean, but HBO had it is a big problem. But I mean, look at HBO; they almost had the biggest library of just stuff because they were a media company. They'd always been a media company, and the fact that even they're hurting. Where's all the money going? Like, yeah, I'm sure you could probably tie this into a conversation about capitalism and like, well, obviously you're overpaying your executives. Yeah, cool. I mean, even Zaslav is getting like a $264 million compensation package, which I'm like, that's a lot of money. I mean, granted, he's trying to save a multi-billion-dollar company. So, but at the same time, but like it's a crazy conversation in that even I would say what the HBO, to me, before I heard about all this news, was the best streaming service. And the fact that even they're not doing well, that kind of surprises me. So, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be kind of interesting going forward to see how this shakes out. Like, I think they're gonna even start siloing up their content where like you have to have different subscriptions to parts of HBO to get all of the same content.
Fuck
whereas
that.
HBO, no, like the guy even said that like he thinks it was a mistake putting all of their content into one package, which is what consumers want.
Yeah.
So now he's going to divvy it back up to have people pay for more. And I'm like, I don't know if people are going to want to do that. Especially after you'd all put it in one place already. But I mean, like, again, as a business guy, he's got a point. I mean, the fact that they're in so much debt means there was something fundamentally wrong with the business model. Maybe I don't know. It's all very interesting, and like I feel on the one hand I feel really bad for a lot of content creators, especially like the director of Batgirl. I mean, his movie was basically done. He was just waiting on post-production.
It was pretty much done.
That was Scooby-Doo.
Same with Scooby-Doo. Those movies were done.
Yeah,
they were just waiting on post-production polish, and now they'll probably never see the light of day. And that's crazy to me. Like it used to be like. Conventional
thinking away
money
though. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, it's kind of nuts. Like conventional thinking was that even if a movie wasn't great, polish it up as much as you can or release it on streaming, and at least you have more content. Zaslav's going above and beyond, and he's like, listen, even if we put it on streaming, it's not gonna make
money.
And I'm like, that seems crazy, but he might honestly have an argument there in that like it might have like a lot of I've seen a lot of the articles on this. I'm like, if the movie was that bad, it might have been smarter to take the tax write-off because so many people like they had a test screening for this movie and it went so poorly. They're like, I don't even see why we need to release this. Like they were literally like, this movie is so bad, it's bad for the entire DC brand. Not even just the character of Batgirl, the DC brand itself.
Especially with
DC brand's already in shambles.
Exactly.
I can't even imagine how bad this movie is.
With they're recently announcing that they're going to do a reboot of the entire universe. I'm assuming they don't want to start that off on a bad footing with.
I don't even know if they're going to do that anymore. They're slowly walking that back. They're slowly walking that back where they're like, listen, people like Henry. Why don't we keep Henry? Listen, people like Batfleck. Why don't we keep Batfleck? So I don't even know if they're going to do a full reboot at this point because things have gotten so bad. It's like, if we do a reboot, why will people have any confidence in that? It'll be good.
But why don't they just they could easily combine things? So it doesn't.
Well, I mean, that's the weird thing is that like the way they've been talking is that they're like, listen, we still believe in DC as a brand. We want it to be as good as Marvel. But that means we actually have to start focusing on it and being honest about what's working and what's not. Which is honestly what they should have been doing a long time ago. Like they always had something like a Feige being like, this is the dumb idea, don't do it. Or this is a good idea, do it. But no, they wanted to act like a typical Hollywood studio and look at the balance sheet of one movie instead of looking at it as an entire brand franchise. And because of that, they have a universe that doesn't even make sense with itself. Aquaman. The movie Aquaman has continuity conflicts with Justice League. Like, it's not bad. There's almost no internal consistency in the cinematic DC universe they've established so far. And not to mention, even a lot of the good movies feel like, a little corporate and soulless, but they just happen to be good.
Well, I mean, Suicide Squad also throws things into further turmoil. Like, the Enchantress shit for like the other Suicide Squad was so major that it would be impossible to ignore, and yet it's never ever been mentioned.
I mean, Marvel does some bullshit like that too. Like the whole what's it called? Help me out. What are the beings from now? The Celestial popping up out of the ground, still not having been mentioned yet. Okay.
The Eternals? You're talking about the
Eternals? Yeah. So I'm like, there's a little bit of like,
yeah, but who knows when that happened though?
Yeah, we don't even know the Eternals' proper timeline.
I think we're supposed to have a rough idea of it, but yeah, I mean, my point is that like DC has been so poorly managed compared to Marvel that at this point they're like, we don't know what we're gonna do, but we actually have to devote some resources into doing it right, which I respect. I respect.
Their comics are slumping too.
Yeah, I mean, which is a bummer, but I mean, I think comics are slumping all over. I mean, even Marvel, which is doing some great stuff, is having a little bit of rough time with sales.
Oh yeah,
the stuff they're actually
Marvel's mostly doing some cringe shit, right?
Yeah.
Like,
well, I don't know,
no cringe shit. They backpedal.
Yeah. No, they're famous for doing cringe shit, but the actual titles that are out right now, a lot of the X-Men stuff they're doing is amazing. It's some of the cool stuff they've done in years.
The comics.
Yeah, like
it's just that all that's getting highlighted is the cringe shit right now, which is causing some.
Well,
problems.
yeah, I think that's the stuff that gets signal boosted.
Also, accessibility is not really there still for comics at a decent level.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I never see a marketing.
They're a bit in the dark ages right there.
Well, so that's what bugs me. That's what bugs me is because Netflix for Marvel Comics exists. It's called Marvel Unlimited. But do you ever see that shit marketed? No.
Nope.
Marvel doesn't have a marketing campaign for its comics. And I think the reason that's why comic sales do terribly is because no one fucking knows about them. It's ridiculous to me. Like, market your comics the same way you market your movies. And guess what? New comic fans. But it's like they still expect that the same people who have been reading their comics for 20 years are going to be the only people reading their comics. And it's like, well, no wonder your fucking budgets for comics keep failing is because you're not trying to bring in any new fans. But
manga's also just crushing comics right now, in general.
Yeah, but I mean,
like, I don't have to deal with all this bullshit with manga. I can just
anime is mainstream, but I mean, even then, like, is there like a Crunchyroll for manga that exists? Like, is there like a paid, like a manga service? I don't even think that's
Crunchyroll has manga.
Oh, does it? Okay,
it's gonna be fused with Funimation now. They're doing the fusion dance.
I don't know. Like, let me try to pull up some more of the backstory and kind of finish through. Unless you wanted to move on, because like I just want to talk about how they were canceling a bunch of more shows and stuff like that.
I feel like we've hit everything.
Yeah, I think we should move on because we really hit the most important stuff. And especially arguably if you like, I don't even know what we're gonna do for the L of the week yet. Because there's like 3 things here, but
well, no, it's all Batgirl, which is related to the HBO stuff.
Yeah, so we'll come back. We'll come back to Batgirl, and then I feel like that's really, we don't need to tell people what else is being. They can look that up and but
there's a lot of popular
the big stuff. We listed the major stuff already though.
Most important stuff, and people are mad about the Batgirl thing, even though like, I'm sure none of them actually cared before.
If it was a shit movie, then I don't care anymore.
Oh no, it's like people are just coming up with reasons now that.
I mean, I would have liked to see it, even if it was a shit movie. But they were basically like, we're not even going to make it up on the marketing budget. Like, even if they just threw it to streaming, I would have liked to see it. But I mean, if they're thinking they're not going to make their money
sell
back,
it to Netflix.
Yeah,
bro. So sorry. I thinking of like. Shit, I need a segue for EVO stuff. How about this?
No. Did you see my podcast title? That should be the segue.
Speaking of evolution, the things evolving, the EVO 2022, a lot of announcements were made
instead.
Yeah. The question we should be asking ourselves is, in the spirit of Darwinian evolution,
right?
have fighting games finally evolved the rollback gene?
Guys, let's just talk about how fucking awesome those EVO announcements are.
Guys, how about we? All right. Yo, what's
segue here? We gotta get our stage jam segues.
So
but yeah, no, it's EVO weekend,
right?
And announcements galore. I mean, shit. There's so much. I don't. There's so much. So okay, EVO is the magical weekend in fighting games where we get together to celebrate every single fighting game that is out.
It's fighting game Christmas.
Sweaty kids
on the main stage. Like, I mean, every other fighting, like, there will be other times in the year where individual fighting games have their own, like, Capcom Cup or end of the year tournaments. But that's just for that fighting game. EVO is the celebration of all fighting games. It is like the all-star game of fighting games. And it is always a magical weekend, not just for the gameplay and the culture, but for the announcements. It's also kind of doubles as our E3 for fighting games. So yeah, I mean,
also all the sick fight sets.
Yeah, I mean, we could go for a recap. I mean, honestly, if you're watching us instead of EVO right now, you're doing something wrong because EVO is still going on.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell you're doing.
But yeah, I mean, there's been amazing even if you're not a Street Fighter 5 match fan, like, people off our Kappa, the place that probably hates Street Fighter 5 most in the world, have been like, yo, these sets are good. So, I mean, if even our Kappa, if EVO is even so good that it brings our Kappa around on Street Fighter 5, please, watch some of these top 8s, watch some of these VODs. If you love fighting games, just great games, great moments. I really want to get to the announcements, because the announcements are the
most important part.
Yeah, but I do gotta give a quick shout out to the culture here. I do. They're just the culture.
Right, what culture?
The culture.
Do your
itself.
thing, dude.
In that there have been some legendary. Matt, can you pull these up? Pull up the first one for me. What? Show me these. Show me the height of sodium in that these scrub tweets. From.
Okay,
quote unquote top players.
My God. Okay, hold on. I gotta backtrack now because I got rid of
what? Oh, come on.
Hold on, I got it right here.
Where?
Some of these tweets are legendary.
Oh, here. Yeah, I see them.
I gotta pop this up. Hold up 1 second.
Is this the one?
These are all like the best part is like I only pulled up 2. But both of these players are players that are good enough to be in top 8, if not win these games.
The recap or Punk talking?
Did this? Punk said this?
But of course, because they didn't win these games,
they salty motherfuckers.
And they had to go bitch about it on Twitter. So Twitter again is a blow up. And if you're a salty motherfucker, just don't have a Twitter. Do yourself a favor.
Man, people are mad.
Yeah. So okay.
Luke really ruined SF.
No. So can you make it big? Can you make it big so people can read it? If you can't make it big, it's fine. Just read it. Read off the top thread and about how Punk took that L and then couldn't hold it.
Punk eliminated in SF5. He conceded the better player won, and he'll train even harder next time. Just kidding. Luke really ruined SF. It's not so fun at all. What happened? He lost to Chris. CCH? Yeah.
So on the way to top 8, this man lost, and he couldn't hold the L. And of course, it's never your fault. It's never your gameplay. It's someone else's character.
He's one salty mother. He's always been a salty.
Listen,
bitch.
Luke is a busted piece of shit, though.
But the spiciest news about this
advocate
is he played Luke in pools.
Oh, really?
That is spicy.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing.
You can't complain about a character you play. That's illegal.
Yeah. This is the next of the legendary salt tweets. AKA scrub tweets.
He continues on to get saltier when he says, "Why do people see you lose and immediately come up for pictures or signatures? Y'all are really dumbasses, I swear." So
they do that though.
I mean, you play. It's only a game. Why you mad, bro? Like, chill out. You lost.
Well, I mean,
okay.
People get angry over less, right?
Can you pull up the K-Brad tweet? Or he
Oh
dumps on
yeah,
him?
the response from K-Brad. Yeah, I read about that. So, K-Brad said, "If you see me get eliminated at EVO and you want a photo with me, don't be a bitch. Ask for a damn photo. I don't care if I got double perfect. I can't wait to kick it with y'all goons. EVO #EVO 2020. Yo, he's a real bro. He's a real Chad.
He is a real one.
Yeah, he's real. So
anytime I think of like people talking about how you like, shouldn't go up to people after they lose, I think of like the sad Armada picture.
Yeah.
Where like immediately after he lost, some fan went up, "Hey dude, can we take a picture with you?" And he just looks so depressed in the picture.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, like to be honest, if you have emotional awareness, it would be nice not to go up to someone immediately after they lost. But if it's like we've been like an hour, I mean, like I don't know.
Might want to chill on that.
Yeah, just wait a little bit. Let him cool off. Let him chill.
Some people got to get out there.
Let him vent on Twitter real quick.
Yeah,
and then you
I mean,
can do it.
I guess it makes sense.
Okay, so the next one is
I'm
Latif.
blowing this up a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, this is the K-Brad one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just moving it to the bottom so it looks a little bit better. Also, is it just to make sure, is everybody keeping track of the time order?
Yeah,
August said he was, so I hope he did.
Yeah, I have. Yep.
Don't you lie to me, guys.
No, we're doing it. We're doing it.
So the next one is from Latif is what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah, Latif.
So Latif says here.
Wait, you got to pull it up.
Yeah, it's up. There's a delay.
Okay.
So no matter how much, no matter how much better of a player you are in Strive, it doesn't matter. Unfortunately, I don't care what anybody says or thinks. I am the best player in this game by far. No one even comes close. Screw the mirror match and RPS and good luck to everybody in top 8. Peace. So this dude like literally lost.
Punk liked it,
and then this dude literally lost, and then was like, "Yo, I'm the best player ever." And at the best tournament of all, at the biggest tournament in the States. So,
look at who liked that tweet.
Yeah, Punk likes the tweet. Of course, Punk liked the tweet. That's part of his like echo chamber.
Oh man, Goon's gonna goon. Goon squad stay gooning. And they
goon together. They goon as one.
What's the tweet about Latif? Where's the tweet where he gets done?
So CG Yoshi 13 says Latif is actually the strongest because it takes a particular type of strength to claim one is the best after losing the mirror twice to 2 separate players. Get dunked on, you. Like this. Oh man, there's some salty dudes.
It just proves you can be one of the best players in the world. And the scrub mentality never goes away.
Yeah, it makes me feel better about whining like a bitch, right?
Yo,
it's like no, these guys do it too. It's fine.
Do you remember did everyone see Chappelle's show when they have the player haters ball?
Yeah.
Like definitely like Punk and Latif are in the player haters ball. Like
absolutely,
sure.
They're gonna be in the Hall of Fame here because
the main guest.
They helped organize the player haters ball.
Yes, this year for sure. Yeah.
But like seriously, oh man, legendary scrub tweets from top tier players.
Yeah.
So
anyways, news though.
We still got we. The next thing we're going to talk about is Marvel 2 here.
Are we?
Well, it's news. It's news in that Marvel 2 has been free.
Marvel 2 has been free.
Kinda.
It's not.
Kinda. On the arcade one. Free for $600.
Yeah, it's free.
Free for a low price.
So it's on an arcade 1-up.
Well, this is our arcade 1-up.
And it looks, you know what? It looks pretty good. I do like the way it looks, and like I'm thinking that. I
mean, there's a lot of good shit.
There's a picture of it on the thing. Yeah, there we go.
It comes with 8 games here. It comes with Marvel 2, Marvel 1, Marvel superheroes versus Street Fighter, X-Men versus Street Fighter, one of my personal favorites. Marvel superheroes, Children of the Atom, Mutant Apocalypse, and Marvel superheroes War of the Gems. It's an excellent collection.
Yeah, this for $600, and with Marvel 2, honestly, this might be the best feature set for a cab they've ever offered. Do I think the Marvel 2 art that is the Marvel 2 art.
Yeah, definitely is.
Honestly, like it's like Marvel 2 never had the coolest graphic design, so it's like it's a little underwhelming compared to some of the other cabs they've made.
Actually,
but I mean, this
real quick, believe it or not, this is not the Marvel 2 art. This is actually Marvel. This is the side of the cab is actually Marvel 1 art.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, this is like
with Marvel 2 plaster over it.
It's basically they just took a PNG and just they just photoshopped out all the characters and then slapped it on the side and then put Marvel 2 over it. But the Marvel 2 header is actually the same. That's
So even more proof Marvel 2 never had great graphics for itself, but it's an amazing game, so people didn't care. But yeah, I mean, like this has online play. I know they advertise it as a Wi-Fi play, but apparently it will have an Ethernet port, so you can't play connected. But yeah, I mean, this is honestly like I have an arcade one up, and I'm trying to like trick myself into with rollback, and I'm trying to trick myself into buying this one because I mean, look at 8 games. I mean, 8 games and online play. That's an amazing deal.
And rollback.
But yeah, MVC2 is finally freed. Rollback gameplay and if they were legendary, which I don't think it'll ever happen, because I know Arcade One Up wants to make their money while they can. It would be sick if, like, maybe a year from now they announced MVC2 on the PC, and then they had crossplay with this cab. That would be amazing. But yeah, no, this is sick as fuck. Again, if they can get MVC2 out of rights hell just for this, then a re-release is coming. It's just gonna take a little bit of time.
Mr. Justin Wong says here, quote, Marvel 2 has been freed. Justin Wong, 7-time MVC2 champion. Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily been freed. It's just behind a giant paywall. It's just behind a giant paywall. I mean, I'm not saying that you should go on freaking I accidentally pulled up
however, a game I thought I would never see again is Children of the Atom.
Fightcade 2. Don't do that. Spend the $600. Don't play Fightcade 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's not. This is
like
definitely
the X-Men games. That's wild. Yeah, that's more wild to me than the Marvel re-release.
No, honestly, that's the thing that blows me away most. Is I expected a cab like this eventually, but I expected it to be in the old style where this only has 3 games. This is every major Marvel versus game that exists outside of like later games like 3. Like this is the entire history of Marvel versus games all in one cab. I think that's a crazy value, to be quite honest.
Marvel Superheroes War of the Gems? Hello?
There a lot of this
played that.
A lot of this stuff was actually put on
other cabs separately.
Yeah, they're put on. So I mean, it's been out for a while. I think 600 is a little steep of a price. I think
it's very steep.
I think if this was 400, I'd probably buy it, but
I don't think they sell any of their cabs for 400 anymore, though. I think after COVID they bumped all the prices up.
Unless it's used, I would imagine. But yeah, also I think my other big problem with these 1-up cabs is take 2 full grown ass men, put them next to each other.
Yeah,
in a cabinet.
right.
You're not. I'm sorry. It's gonna be really difficult
to play. Can I get a little
space,
please?
3/4 size. 3/4 size cabs are rough.
Like me, if you put me in August and played that on one of that cabinet, it would be tight. Like, especially remember August, I used to have like an actual full arcade cabinet. Like it's like tight. Regressing is like it's gonna be really difficult to play on something like this. But I guess there's mods. Absolutely. But do you really want to like spend the time modding an arcade 1-up to have a bigger arcade panel
that you already bought for $600?
Yeah,
that's the kind of crappy part. Like honestly, if you want to start getting an arcade modding, I hear arcade 1-up cabs are a great place to start because it at least gives you the cab frame. Mm-hmm. But it's a pain in the ass because you have to mess with it. You don't want to always damage the original art. The cabs are 3/4 size, so like you're not gonna fix that. Like you can't really put a bigger monitor in them, or not much bigger anyway. But I mean, it like by itself, this is honestly a pretty cool feature set. And I mean, at the new price Marvel Arcade 1-Up cabs are, I'd probably still buy this. If I'd known about this was coming out a couple years ago, I wouldn't have bought the cab I have. I would have just waited for this one.
I want
even with
this.
the extended price.
I do want this, but I don't. I think the thing that's holding me back is the price, and also I really wish it had a training mode. I mean, no shit, but I would much prefer a Marvel collection, but I also know that Arcade 1-Up is sort of privileged to where they could kind of cut through a lot of the BS and like work with Marvel and Capcom to re-release this. I'm sure they paid a lot for the rights.
So it's just the arcade versions?
Yes, these are just the arcade versions of the game. Well, actually, there's one. I think like maybe Apocalypse is only in a console game.
Apocalypse is a SNES game. I think that and War of the Gems are SNES games. Yeah.
Yeah, War of the Gems is actually. I think War of the Gems is an arcade game, but I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. But no, but like apparently they're like it is going to be like a modded ROM file, even if it is an arcade file. Like it's going to come with.
They could have added like training modes.
Yeah, they could have, but I mean, it's going to come with like 0 unlocks. Like everything's going to be unlocked from the start, so you're not going to have to unlock any characters.
I mean, it's 2022. Whatever. I mean,
that's a minor inconvenience.
Wow, I mean, some people.
I'm surprised they're not selling them back to you.
Oh boy!
Just DLC. DLC on like a 30-year-old.
Pay $100 to get all the characters and colors, new colors. But yeah, man.
You want to grind for 100 hours, or do you want to pay $100? Eh?
But no, like honestly, if you're an OG Marvel head, this is probably going to be in everyone's house because I mean, it's just why not? It's every Marvel game before 3. I mean, I like if you've ever wanted an arcade cab. This is probably going to be one of the ones that sells out the fastest because it's just such a good deal.
The why not? It's really small.
Oh,
really expensive.
Yeah. Did Tekken finish up? Are you looking up the Tekken results right now?
Grand Finals is going right now.
Okay.
Who's in it?
So
it is currently Knee versus Khan.
Okay.
Hey, okay.
So let's keep it pushing. But yeah, I would say okay. So last little notation on it. I had a full arcade cabinet, and let me tell you, I lived on the 2nd floor. That was not fun. Okay,
yeah,
you don't wanna be lugging around an arcade cabinet.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why the 3/4 size is a good thing, no?
Yeah, it is a good thing.
2 people on there, man. Come on.
Look. They even in the picture, they even had to have like a full-grown man next to a woman, because like she's got a smaller frame, and but
there's your EVO champion.
Anyway, so let's move on to the announcements really quick so we can kind of summarize what's been going on and so
yep, you got it.
First of all, Sam Show. It's been announced that Sam Show has rollback. So
hey, we in this boys.
It's
fantastic.
It's only like 4 or 5 years too late for that.
Better late than never.
It's better late
than never.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
this was a game that literally got handicapped in its prime.
Yep.
Cut down in its prime by its lack of good online play because the in-person play, chef's kiss, fucking beautiful. If you've ever been the type of a fighting game player that wasn't good at combos but just loved amazing neutral and just the mentality of fighting games, like the mental mix-ups in Yomi.
You like big damage.
Sam Show was the game for you. And like the new one was no exception to like understanding fundamentally what makes a Sam Show game great. It was a great game in and of itself. So I think a lot of Sam Show heads out there are so hyped for this.
Mentally untouchable.
It's a really good game. Yeah. It's
a
really good game. And now I feel like it's actually gonna get like new life breathed into it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I honestly think this is one of the few contenders that could get its own tournament series. Just because it was such a good game that just kind of lost out to bad online. And now that it's gonna have good online,
100%.
I think he could rise from the dead. Absolutely.
Definitely. Yeah.
But, yeah. You want to go on the next one?
Onward and upward.
Give me 1 second. I'm trying to duplicate this. Because I want to make sure that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So with the Sam Show announcement, there's also been Tekken. Like I'm kind of like I want to make sure that I can get the Tekken 8 announcement if it pops up.
Oh yeah, because the grand finals is okay. Yep.
So
yeah, I have EVO up right now for it.
So with Team Samurai has been announced as well, which so they're actually using Sam Show characters to promote Sam Show inside KOF 15 because that's their new
inside KOF 15.
Which is
they
great.
Even have the new character Darlie Dagger from the latest Sam Show too. So.
Yep.
Sam Show. Where the hell did this come from?
They apparently
this was like a couple hours ago. Yeah.
So this even adds to the confusion of Nakaruru being in games because she's been in The Last Blade 2, which takes place in feudal Japan. I think the reasoning was like she went through like a time portal through a forest or something.
That kind of makes her way into everything, right?
She's the omniversal being.
Yeah,
she's the nexus being of SNK.
She is
SNK.
Yeah. Shingo has been announced too, along with Kim Kafwan. And Shingo and Kim Kafwan don't have designs yet. They're literally just artwork placers for it. So I mean,
I've never heard of Shingo, but
Shingo was in. He's like kind of a fan favorite, but he's been in like KOF 98 and stuff. Kim Kafwan. People have been complaining that he's not in the game since forever.
Yeah, people love Kim.
Yeah.
He's from Art of Fighting, right?
People love to complain. Wait, what?
He's from Fatal Fury.
Fatal Fury. Okay, the other one.
So yeah, really excited to see these characters. Also, KOF 15 getting crossplay, so I won't have to worry about getting matches anymore in this damn game, which is a big problem for me.
Big problem for everybody because it's
the PC matchmaking literally doesn't work.
The single biggest flaw in the game right now.
And they said that they were going to be fixing the online, which they never did, or they haven't yet. Speaking of crossplay, Guilty Gear Strive is getting crossplay as well.
Why fix online, but you could add crossplay?
Right, exactly. Guilty Gear Strive is getting crossplay. P4 Ultimax is getting crossplay.
Rollback.
Getting rollback. DBFZ is getting rollback.
That's the big announcement here.
We are in the
rollback,
the rollback renaissance.
Yeah, the age of rollback, the golden age of online fighting games is coming to us, and it's going to be amazing.
We are all members of Rollbackia. We're all members of Rollbackia on this.
This is one good side effect of pandemics. Like, as shit as they are, right? It took real lives. Oh God, we actually have to have these games playable online, or else they don't sell.
The pandemic took real lives, but it gave video games back their lives.
Real
Yikes,
lies.
That's dark.
Real lies.
No. But yeah, I mean, this is
Grand Blue's still in baby jail, though.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so we'll get to that. So yeah, I mean, the DBFC news is huge. They didn't really give a timeline, so it's probably going to be next year at the earliest.
I'll actually, come to think of it. Sorry, I'll actually get to try DBFZ for once. I'll give it an honest try.
Yep.
Sorry, man. I didn't interrupt you.
No. I'm just saying that this is what. Look, honestly, DBFZ is an amazing game. This is what the single biggest complaint about it was, is that the online is just held back because it's just too slow for the speed of the game. So this is very, very cool. I think eventually it's going to help them segue into DBFZ 2 if they ever do it, because they said they're just adding rollback. There's not going to be more balance changes. There's not going to be more character adds. It's just rollback. So I mean, this is the perfect way to round out a game, to end it, and then get ready for the second one. And I think a lot of DBFC stands are going to be really happy about this because that game sold like hotcakes. So hearing people can go and play it online now with good netcode, I think a lot of people are going to be happy.
Yeah, I mean, when you play it online currently, you just pretty much hate every moment of your life. You're like, yay, I have 3 frames. Oh no, why is it 8?
Yep.
Yeah, I heard
unreactable everything.
Yeah.
Very inconsistent.
With that, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus still does not have rollback. Nor does anyone. Nor do I give a damn about that game.
No. So offense. Okay, real talk. So I
like that game.
But I've heard that everyone who has played it thinks it is a phenomenal game to teach the basics of fighting game fundamentals, and especially to play in person. A lot of people say it really figured out how to make it beginner friendly but still be deep.
Whoa. Is this the I'm wondering if they're gonna actually try to announce Tekken 8 here.
Maybe is it right now? Isn't it? Pull it up.
Okay, hold on.
I mean, it's. We have our champion. They gave out these
breaking news.
Golden Vitrix.
Hold on.
Is it Khan? Did Khan win?
I gotta unmute this guy. Hold up.
I mean, no, Khan didn't win.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Shh.
Damn. Still free to Korea.
Guys, shut up.
Knee's Korean, right?
Let's find out as we check out this video.
Ooh! Let's go!
Is today?
Did I miss it? I'm missing it. Oh, am I missing it? Fuck. Okay.
I changed to it right now. If I were you. Oh God, here comes
Matt's
the video.
got it up. Matt's.
Remember, there's delay.
Oh my God.
Here it is, guys.
Yeah! Tekken Tag 3.
Tekken Mobile.
You got phone, Trey?
Oh no, it's just Tekken World Tour.
No!
Okay. It's not over yet. It's not over yet.
It feels over.
They wouldn't.
Oh,
they
wait,
wouldn't
Tekken
bait me this
Ultimate?
hard.
Is this a new balance patch?
Battle update. They're just gonna let you buy all the DLC at once.
Wait, we're getting more balance?
Yep. Yeah, you're getting more balance patches, different tactics and stuff, different move lists.
Finally, Panda will be top tier.
Wait, so we're not actually getting a Tekken 8, we're getting a Tekken 7.
Whoa, we're getting a Tekken 8 event.
They're
Tekken 7 final mix.
They're letting us
Tekken versus SNK.
Giving us something to do for the time being.
I mean, that's fine. I hate the state of balance right now, so that works.
I don't know if I am ready for the next battle. The best fights.
There we go.
Are personal.
Okay, so the update's coming out August 17th.
Hey.
What? Oh, wow, okay.
Free update. Hey!
I thought this game was dead in the water. I didn't expect
7.
an update.
Going free to play.
What do you mean? It's literally one of the most popular fighting games.
Well, yes, right.
You mean like no more patches?
I thought its patch days were long over.
Who's being thrown off the edge? Was that Heihachi?
It's always Heihachi. What, Tekken 3?
That wasn't anything.
Master?
Get ready. Are they announcing? They announcing something?
Wait, what's going on?
I don't know.
Oh wait, Barada's on stage.
What was that? What was that? What was that?
Tasty Steve was losing his mind, so they announced something.
Whoa.
I'm losing my mind.
Rip's losing his mind.
Harada's on stage.
Harada's on stage. I want that jacket. Yo, the jacket's fresh. Why does all Tekken gear look fresh as fuck?
Is that a remake of Tekken 3?
Wait, what? I'm so confused right now.
I don't know, because they're just talking about it, but I'm not seeing it. Tekken 7.
So wait. So did they just like tease Tekken 8 like through just one image, but they didn't quite announce it. So what they did is they
don't even know if it's Tekken 8.
I mean,
why would they tease it with that iconic scene of Kazuya throwing Heihachi off the side?
Well, I mean, people were popping off, but I don't.
Yeah, for sure. People love that shit.
It seems like kind of a weak teaser. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just
happy we're getting.
Yet. It's not over. With all that freaking out,
it's looking pretty over.
With all that freaking out, it can't be over.
Why not?
Because I mean,
they loves this shit.
They were freaking out about something.
Well, why would her? Anyway,
we're not done. There could be more here. But I mean, yeah. So honestly, like, let's give while we're watching this, let's give a quick recap about what we love about Tekken 7. For me personally, it's the guest characters. I love the fact that they're like, yeah, we don't fucking care. We'll put characters from 2D games in this.
Wait,
we'll put characters
is this
from any game in
something?
this.
Is this something here? It's a black screen.
And we're about to get into the
So
final.
personally, I disagree with you
no.
so hard it hurts my soul.
Oh my god.
The guest characters have been nothing but fucking problems.
Oh, I love it.
I'm a little depressed. I know
That's
it's just
sad.
I just wish it was I know it was a hint to Tekken 8,
Yeah.
but I think
Or
You know-
Tekken 3 remaster.
well that was Tekken 2 that they showed there, or Tekken 1.
Was it? I thought that scene was from Tekken 3.
No, it's from Tekken 2 because in Tekken 2, Kazuya drops Heihachi off the cliff, off the volcano. Oh wait, or is it one?
Oh right.
It's 1 or 2.
Wait, what? I'm mixing these up then.
Yes, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, Tekken 8 looks like it's on the way. I don't.
Is that
think...
anything like when Mankind fell through the stage in 1995's Hell in a Cell? No, I'm just...
What the fuck? What are you
no,
talking about?
Yeah, very similar.
honestly, I would love a remaster of any of the old games. I would love a collection of any of the old games. Tekken is just an awesome fucking franchise. Hell, I'd even play the fucking PS2 Nina game. But I think people are really looking forward to Tekken 8, so I hope that's what they were hinting at, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, for now, they'll satiate people with the Tekken 7 balance patch. And I'll take a balance patch all fucking day.
Yeah, I mean, balance patch is nice. I mean, we get a little hint at Tekken 8.
I pray it nerfs the 2Ds. Please, Harada.
2D's already been
Save
nerfed,
me.
I gotta get good.
Save me.
Wait, they definitely said like new move list, right? Or new moves added to characters?
I didn't see new moves added, but somebody said new moves are added.
I think I did, but I don't know if I just misread that or what. But
Imagined it.
Anyway,
All I saw was battle adjustments, but I was kind of like clouding over. My mind was blanking.
so yeah,
No,
let's hope they buff Lydia, because she needs it.
What's something? Man, this guy.
And you know, let's hope they accidentally like through this patch they accidentally delete Kunimitsu,
And Zafina. Whoopsie. Oh no. How'd
and
that
Elisa.
happen?
Elisa can go too.
Lisa
With her-
doesn't even do anything. Get off Elisa's nuts.
She's got whack ass slide mix-ups.
But yeah, I mean,
Anyway,
She doesn't have any slide mix up.
Yeah. So back.
Wait,
on
no,
track.
you mean Elisa.
whatever. Anyway,
vampire lady?
so
I don't know if he knows what he means.
Melty Blood. What do you mean,
Wait,
Elisa?
hold on. Okay. Oh, you said Lisa
Not
though.
I said Elisa.
The robot or the vampire?
The robot. That's Eliza.
She doesn't have any slide mix up.
Yes.
Lisa. The robot.
Elisa does not have a slide mix up.
Yes, she does. She has 2 slides. One is a short. No, shut up.
Back on track. Back on track.
She has a short slide and then she has a longer slide. She makes 2 different sounds. Basically, you have to.
I play the character. She doesn't have a slide mix.
Yes, she is. You have one. You have to punish. Shut up, August. One you have to punish with while standing 1, and then the other one you can punish with while standing 2. What are you talking about? That's a mix-up.
Save it for the Tekken podcast.
Anyway.
But
The Tekken podcast? When?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so Tekken 2 remastered?
Yeah,
So anyway,
Tekken-
Melty Blood has an update here.
Tekken Tag remastered. Grand Blue not freed. Melty has an update though. They're gonna kill Shield. By not kill Shield, I mean they're gonna dramatically reduce how effective it is, which I think was the big complaint about the defensive mechanics in that game. They're also gonna give 2 free characters. Honestly, all of the DLC characters in that game have been free so far. It's kind of a nuts model, but I respect them for it. I think that game sold. The game was made by 12 people, and it sold way more than they were expecting. So that's all good. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes, we can still hear you.
In one of the links, it has all the different balance changes. There's going to be a ton of them, but essentially, it's most of the balance changes people have been asking for. And I mean, Melty's already got rollback. So I mean, honestly, I hope that the train keeps going. A lot of people bitched about that game. A lot of people wanted to say it was dead. But let me tell you, that top 8, those grand finals were hype as shit. And with all these new balance changes, I think the game was even more hype.
I think I
mean, you're also going to get more like people that are interested in the game because there's adding more Fate characters.
Yep, Neko Arc,
Neko Arc is Mash and Neko.
Mash and Neko, yeah.
Mash from Fate and Neko from Melty Blood.
Yeah,
very popular character, extremely popular. Everyone's like, wait, where the hell is Neko Arc?
People were literally saying no Neko, no buy. So whether or not they'll actually buy it is a different story, but they have no more excuses.
Mm-hmm.
But
another Fate character. Woo! Saber has a friend.
Saber has a friend.
LeBron.
Not a huge Master Kierlight fan, but it is what it is.
She's okay. She's fine.
LeBron's getting a costume. And he's wearing.
LeBron is getting a top, and it is terrifying.
Yeah,
I was hoping we'd skip over. I was hoping we'd skip over this news, but yeah, no,
it's fine.
I literally put this in because his costume is nightmare fuel.
Oh, this one. Okay, yeah. It's an odd choice to say the least.
Is okay.
The Bugs costume, however, 10 out of 10.
Yeah. For any audio listeners, it's LeBron James in a Robin costume. Yes, the classic Robin costume. I assume with the shorts, but it doesn't show his legs.
They're too afraid.
You can see the legs in the second picture. He has tights.
Oh, good.
He has full tights.
At least he has tights.
Oh boy.
But yeah, it's especially with the beard. It's just a terror-inducing costume. Okay, I'm glad they gave him tights because the little shorty shorts would be too much. If I'm LeBron, I never would have agreed to that. But yeah, we're getting Rick and Morty. Honestly, the biggest thing I want to say about multiverses is yes, this game came out of nowhere. But watching high level play is actually kind of fucking fun. And they definitely showed up with the money for this tournament. I think it was $10K prize just for the winners. So that means it's a team game 2v2, so that's $5K each just for showing up at a game that was barely even out yet.
No hate, but that's actually not a lot of prize money for EVO. That's that's some chump change.
Yeah, I mean it's a side tournament, but I mean that's literally just for one spot. I mean that's
fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough.
I mean, did you see the amazing fight sticks they gave out to people? The top 3.
Is it the golden stick?
EVO? Yeah, it was a golden Victrix Pro.
No, they give it out to everybody. They
give everyone golden sticks.
They give all top 8
since the beginning of EVO, or not the beginning, but it's like legacy.
Well, I mean, in general, that's just a really neat gift.
Yeah, but honestly, dude, Multiverses is blowing up. People are talking about whatever the character timeline was. Castle Super Beast was like, are they going to release a new character every week? Because that would be insane. But yeah, I mean, essentially, I don't know if we looked at the leaks at all.
Morty got delayed.
I forgot to put it on the docket. But yeah, I mean, with the leaks of some of the characters that were coming out, or the data mine, I mean, we're talking about characters like Static Shock. We're talking about characters like Godzilla. I'm hella hyped for this game. Ben 10,
I'd play the shit out of some Ben 10.
If even half of those characters comes out, this game might be the biggest fighting game in existence till Project L comes out. And honestly, good for them. And hilariously enough, I love how the only company to pull out of this year's EVO was Nintendo. So they're just clearing the way. They're like, hey, Multiverses, please eat our lunch. Please come in and just take all our fans. So... I mean, don't get me wrong. What happened with the whole old EVO blowing up pre-COVID was mad whack. It was mad sus. I mean, that's literally one of the reasons why
Nintendo didn't want to risk having possible bad blood from another EVO blow up. It makes sense from a business perspective, but as a fan, it just sucks.
Yeah. I mean, this is entirely under new management and a lot more controlled management. And honestly,
but it's Sony.
Yeah,
guys, there's a special event here for EVO. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what they're announcing. I don't know if this is Project L or what.
Oh, is that one of the cannons?
I think it's hard to tell.
I don't know everyone in the FGC by their face, so. But, yeah, I mean, Multiverses literally had the biggest numbers on Steam of any fighting game ever, like last week, and it's free to play. So the free to play model is out there and it's successful, and good shit on them, Multiverses. Keep pumping out that content, and you're gonna stay hyped.
Because as hard as it's been the last 3 years, there's a common thread I've heard for this community.
I wish we could do audio right now. We can't do audio.
Did we have a video from Street Fighter 6 yet?
There's audio.
No.
You just have to play it on your own stream, or you have to pull up a stream.
Oh no, but why can't we have the audio through the podcast? Like, we're not allowed to EVO restream. Like, you pass all the metrics, I think, from what I saw on the list.
It's on.
We ended up getting a Street Fighter 6 leak of an upcoming trailer.
Oh yeah, there was a leak about some Street Fighter 6 stuff.
Yep.
I think Kimberly and like one other thing.
Jury. Kimberly and Jury.
Yep.
Can you keep that going?
And Jury's redesign looks fantastic.
Thank you. Now,
I honestly didn't even hate her SF5 design that much.
No, I didn't hate it. I think Jury looks pretty good in all the games.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, she wouldn't have such a horny fan base if she didn't look good.
True. It's true. I didn't really like her moveset redesign in SF5, but
Yeah,
SF5 had a lot of...
Jury's an acquired taste.
SF5 had a lot of whackness with its mechanics. That game never decided what it wanted to be mechanically, which is one of the reasons why I'm so excited for SF6, is because they picked the design philosophy right out of the gate.
This is kind of looking like a nothing so far.
Yeah,
Well, I
he's
mean-
shouting out sponsors right now.
Yeah. I mean, Evo Shill, which I'm pretty sure they got rid of that emote, but
Must be a little cold in there. His nipples are poking through.
It used to be a thing for a reason. I'm just saying.
A game that you had never seen before, something you grew up with. Thank you, publishers, developers, for bringing your games to us to let us experience them. Folks, please.
But what other hilarious Evo shit did I saw? Oh yeah, so you know how Tasty Steve is wearing likes to wear those little arm beads?
Sure.
Yeah. So guess who was selling name branded arm beads at Evo?
Tasty Steve.
Yeah.
Hey, my man, the hustle.
Can't knock the hustle. Gotta, now you can be cool too,
gotta
like
respect
Tasty
it.
Steve.
But I think that's all the news that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that this guy isn't gonna say anything.
No, this looks like this is just kind of like a closing thanks everyone.
Well, no, there's other games to be run, but
there's other
still,
games.
No,
I mean,
I mean like after Tekken.
Oh yeah.
said special announcement, but they ain't saying shit. Anyway,
But
so we get to the L of the week here.
hold on. No, so we forgot to do the did we do the Garo 2 announcement?
Oh, yeah.
Mark of the Wolves 2.
Yeah.
Yep. So I actually forgot about that because it's put in here with Sam's show team and so Garo 2 was being announced here, which is wild because it's like that's a 20-year-old game, right?
Yeah, I don't really see a point in a Garo 2. I thought, they would just integrate into King of Fighters and call it a day.
Nah. People like that, like classic, like 1v1 character. I think was Garo 2 4-button. I'm trying to remember. Like mechanic game. So.
SNK games are all 4-button.
Four, yeah.
Yeah, all SNK games are 4 because they made the arcade cabinets with 4 buttons to save money, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, it's kind of crazy that
we can't just change it. We'll just have to use 4 on every game.
Yeah, right. It's kind of crazy that they are making a Mark of the Wolves too, because like I said, this is an old ass game. They had made sprites and
for a second one. Yeah.
For a second one, and I don't know if I think they're going to be using sprites for this game as well. I don't think it's going to be like an updated game. Or like a 3D game. I think it's gonna.
That would be very cool. I think a lot of people go nuts for like another KOF 13 sprite game.
Look, let's face it. We all need more like sprite-based games. Sprite-based games, man. They're just they're kind of dead now. I mean, at least in
Whoa, hey, that's
I'm
not true.
In terms of like bigger companies using them. So yeah, man, I'm really excited for Garo 2 because I love Garo 1. Garo 1's the dopest.
Garo 1 is a phenomenal game that has rollback now if you want to play it.
Yeah, hopefully they
pretty damn fun.
Yeah, that was amazing the time we actually got a chance to touch that. But
I'd be down to play that again. That was a fun ass game.
Yeah, it was really good, man. So with that, we should probably now move on to the L of the week. So what is the L of the week, August? Because I don't know.
Honestly, yeah. So we ended up settling on Batgirl, but there were a few possible contenders for L of the week. First of all, after 9 months, Pete Davidson finally broke up with Kim K. People were making hella memes about it. I saw one really great one that it's like, I crawled into bed tonight and Pete Davidson in my bed. It was finally my turn. I think it's kind of a multi-level L for him because I think I read a story about how like Pete got Kim Kardashian's like kids tattooed on his body at one point. So now he also has to get that tattoo removed.
Wait.
It's just multiple levels of weirdness.
I just got an idea for like a cringe article that probably exists right now, and it's probably gonna be like Pete got yeeted or Pete got yeet. I don't know, something like that. But that's got to be real.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what it is about Kim K, but I mean, maybe she just likes to date, not emotionally stable men. I don't know what it is. I mean, some people like crazy. I don't know. But no, I mean, yeah, I feel bad for them. I feel bad for Pete, but this is also kind of it is an amusing story because it doesn't seem to matter who Pete dates in Hollywood or how hot they are. All these relationships seem to end this way. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe dude needs to take some time off work on himself. Who knows? But yeah, rip Pete. On to the next one. Maybe ladies out there, maybe they'll get your turn finally. And then the other kind of funny L of the week potentially was that there was a race that went on in Colombia, and I think it was like a heptathlon, which means it's like a multi-event race. And like I think it was towards the end, an athlete ended up just losing the entire race because as he was running down this track, things that were tucked became untucked. And he hung some slong during the race. And of course, I don't think he got officially disqualified, but of course he wanted to stop and like retuck, put it all back in, and you can't do that while you're running a race. Sometimes like the ancient Greeks would have been like baller enough to be like,
they just would have ran naked,
dude.
Finish the race, hang that dong, bruh. Victory is more important than nudity or their pride, but
you gotta use it
tough, dude.
As an
advantage. Wasn't about that life. He wasn't about that life. Yeah, scare your opponents, bro. But
maybe he shouldn't have been blessed with a massive dong.
I know, right? Maybe that's his real talent.
Bastard.
That's his that's his problem. Piece of shit.
But, I'm sure he can like segue this into like doing like underwear ads for whatever country he's from. It'll be like the new underwear with the pouch. So it's like, he can probably if he's smart, he'll turn this into a marketing opportunity. That's all I'm saying.
I
think he was all like a 21-year-old kid,
Speaking of things being tucked away, I heard Batgirl got canceled.
It hella got canceled, and we kind of already mentioned
Super
it.
Canceled.
We didn't mention how bad it was. So
what a waste of money.
This movie had already been finished. It was in post-production, and this movie had come with a $50 million budget. So this is $50 million spent that not only are they never going to release it to see the light of day, but they're going to take it as like a write down on their tax. Absolutely insane. And again, this is kind of more news in that vein of, Zaslav going around canceling, HBO projects. But yeah, this is nuts. This movie was done. I mean, like, this is such a crazy new standard in the film industry where like not even a completed movie is worth releasing anymore. And I mean, granted, this has happened in the past. Like some movies have been in like development hell, but most movies eventually get released. Like eventually there'll be reshoots, recuts, re-edits. It'll get released. Very, very rarely does a finished movie never get released, even if it takes
just acts a finished movie just doesn't make any sense to me.
Especially like a multi-million-dollar blockbuster like this, and not like some small, $4 million movie. But yeah, this was a double-digit $1 million movie that is just never going to be a thing now. To me, that's crazy. That's the brave new world we live in.
even if the movie is really as bad as people say, then it maybe was better to do the tax write-off than have it flop. But I don't know.
Yeah. Well, supposedly this was going to explain a lot of the DC like canon weirdness in that this was going to be another multiverse movie.
Oh God! Now they're just covering. They're just okay. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like Michael Keaton had a part. Keaton's Batman had a part. There's a bunch of stuff they were going to do like multiversally with this movie, and apparently, since this movie's not happening, that's not going to happen anymore. So, I mean, that's why I was kind of saying earlier that like I think DC has an entirely new strategy of like, okay, we're not going to start over. We're just going to keep what works, but we'll see. But yeah, it's a bummer, and it's not even just this movie. The Scooby-Doo movie was basically finished too by acclaimed comic writer Paul Dini, and that's not happening anymore either. So yeah, it's just kind of a bummer. I mean, even if the movie was bad, you would hope as a director, I'm sure the director was bored too. Like as soon as it got heard the movie was axed, like a bunch of leaks started coming out for the movie about like different scenes because no one's ever going to see the movie now.
Yeah, who cares anymore?
And the director was like super bummed and like understandable because if you spent your time and effort working on a movie, you'd want to see it released too. You'd want to save it. But that's apparently not what they're gonna do. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of a bummer, but I mean, this is the new world they live in. I mean, HBOMax takes the L, the director takes the L, maybe the DC universe takes the L, but I mean, you don't hear about $50 million movie L's just becoming unreleasable all that often. So I thought this was pretty big news.
Guy with dong.
I mean, DC
takes
is
a
used to
W?
taking the L's at this point.
It is, but at least they released the movies. You know what I mean? At least they have the balls enough to do that. This is a new level of just not caring. Well, yeah, I mean, essentially, this is just adds to the list. I was gonna go through the list of canceled DC projects, and like, yeah, I mean, it's a bunch of shit from Adult Swim. I think one of the most popular things was like Joe Parra Talks with You. A lot of people like that on Adult Swim. Legends of Tomorrow, a lot of people like on the CW that got canceled. The Wonder Twins film. I mean, they hadn't shot it yet. I would have liked to see that because it's such a dumb idea. It could have been
Who
cool.
cares?
Now we're never gonna see that.
It's probably like a stupid joke film that has like I don't know, Zach Galifianakis or something like as one of the.
I would have been interested. It's so rarely that you see good superhero comedy movies. I think that could have had a chance, but now
It's
we'll never
like
see
them
that.
when they're old.
Yeah. Raised by Wolves, which was a pretty popular sci-fi show on HBOMax by the guy that did Alien. That got canceled.
Ridley Scott.
Yeah, Close Enough got canceled. That was the show by the guy who did the Awesome Show. It was like the adult kind of Awesome Show-ish type show. But yeah,
Regular show.
Yeah, regular show. That's what it is.
But it was pretty awesome.
The regular show was awesome. So yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, essentially, like so much crazy shit has been canceled by this one guy at the head of DC. You got to wonder, what is the future of DC, whether or not it's stable? You know what I mean? Like, what if this new Game of Thrones season doesn't immediately hit the numbers they want it to hit? They're going to cancel that too.
I don't know. They already spent a bunch of money on it.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing. Game of Thrones is one of those things that, it usually like ramps up every season, so it's got to be expensive. So I don't know. This is definitely like, what if they cancel Game of Thrones halfway through it? Like, what if it was good? Are people going to be mad? I would be if it was good. So I mean, very, 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 very harsh decisions this guy's making. So we'll see how it works for them.
Lastly, I think you forgot to even mention Scooby-Doo, which I don't know if it really deserves a mentioning.
She mentioned Scooby-Doo.
I mentioned it. Yeah,
Scooby-Doo is like 95% complete or some nonsense, and they're just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
And just threw in the bin.
Which blows my mind because everybody loves Scooby-Doo. Like even a mediocre Scooby-Doo movie, people are still gonna watch because it's Scooby-Doo.
I enjoy me some Scooby-Doo. It's got that timeless
Scooby-Doo.
feel to it, man.
Yep.
The comfort of child.
The show's been around since the 60s for a reason. I'm just saying.
Yo, August.
Yeah, I mean,
actually, you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna mix this up. Quintessence.
Oh, yeah, what's up?
Where can people find you?
Oh, well, you can find me streaming on Twitch over at twitch.tv/quintessencehd. And that's about it, unfortunately.
Why is that unfortunate? That sounds pretty great to me.
I need to expand my brand.
Oh, shit. Yo, August, where can people find you?
Same back time, same back channel, right here on the Backlog Podcast. Will I eventually start streaming? Yes, probably.
No.
But
No, he won't.
Until then,
That's a no.
Until I figure out, I have to figure out my whole brand identity. I have to figure out if I want to be a VTuber or not. It's a very complicated process.
I heard he was gonna play Tekken like a year ago.
Oh shit, that's right.
Nothing.
Did you know that their legend has it that he used to play fighting games with his friend, but then he grew up.
I've actually never seen him play a video game like fighting game.
I realized I was never going to be good enough to be a Street Fighter pro, and I had to stop.
Why do you have to be? Well, why does it have to be that serious? Like,
nope. If you're not a pro,
well, you're already too old for that. So
yeah, true. I got the old man reaction time now.
Same.
Yeah, no, I will play a game eventually. It's just finding time.
Pick Tekken. It's getting an update, I heard.
Yeah. Is it getting rollback?
It has rollback.
It's got 3.
People think there's going to be. I mean, Max thinks it's going to get rollback because
I hope so.
A game like what was the Namco game that got that rollback? DBFC. So they think that,
Dragon Ball Fighters got it.
They're gonna so they think they're gonna pull an Arxis and retroactively.
But that announcement right there didn't mention anything about network. It said battle adjustments.
I'm gonna be real. I think that Tekken Online is fine.
I think it's serviceable. It works.
I think it's great. I've played fighting games that have rollback that have worse online than Tekken. So.
I mean, I played a lot worse games like Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yes.
That's probably one of the worst onlines I've ever touched in my life.
Well, I mean, it right
up there with Smash.
Never play JoJo's All-Star Battle ever because that'll put shame to any kind of game that
I forgot about that game.
I had no plans on ever playing that, especially when they said there wouldn't be any rollback.
Damn, I'm pretty sure they had an EVO side tournament. I wonder how jank that ended up being.
I watched it. Part of it today, like this morning. It was kind of weird. It was. I noticed like a lot of things that they had changed. Like they changed the aspect ratio of the actual like matches. So the characters used to be like the camera used to be closer to the characters. Now they're like further apart. You can also see how like it's like 60 FPS now, I think. And there's also like tag crashes in it. There's like you can tag characters in to like continue combos. The game's gonna be broken as shit. I can already tell you that.
Always. Anime games, man.
Like it was, and they still have the time stop mechanic that kind of fucks people, and they're gonna timer scan. It's gonna be great.
It's a world.
As a worldo.
That should top this. That should stop the timer. Also,
that would be cool.
It does.
I think Garrus did that.
How do you timer scam then?
Wait, hold on.
MK11
does it?
Hello?
What? I think like 6.
If time stops the timer, then you can't timer scam with it. You're sending me mixed signals here.
I don't remember. It's I'm
Street Fighter 5 starting.
I used to, at this point I've been streaming for, almost 3 hours, and
yeah,
I'm a little.
It's been a long one.
Well,
by the way,
really.
Did you see how many NA players are in Street Fighter 5 top 8?
2.
Yep.
Wait,
I think only one.
I just guessed.
It might even be one. Japan is. We are so free in Street Fighter 5 right now. It's not even funny.
Japan.
Yeah.
Japan
we were pretty free in Tekken, but some people have been doing much better.
Japan is the only country that still cares about Street Fighter 5, apparently, and it shows. Daigo is in winner side top 8. Like, I feel like I'm back in.
I mean, it's Daigo.
Days. Yeah.
Well, anyway, guys,
crushing it.
This has been the Backlog Podcast number 27. We will be. That's right. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter. You can find us on YouTube. We're on TikTok. You can find us anywhere there's a podcast. We should be releasing some clips soon this week, hopefully. And yeah, other than that, guys, I hope you have a good night. Peace out, y'all.
Please go check out EVO. It's not over.
Take care. It's all great. EVO's awesome. Street Fighter 5's just starting to watch it.